to Hospitality Property School. You are listening to Hospitality Property School with your host, Jerry McPherson. Welcome to another edition of Hospitality Property School. I am your host, Jerry McPherson, and today we are going to talk about customer service. I have a quick question. Do you think the quality of your customer service is important for your hospitality property, your hotel or inn, B&B or resort? With the economic downturn of the last few years, many hospitality properties have suffered. This is especially true for many smaller independent hotel, inns, bed and breakfasts, and resorts. If you have been an owner or an operator of a hospitality property for a while, you might have seen the average hotel occupancy rate fluctuate dramatically over the past couple of years. There has been no guarantee of consistent repeat business. You may have welcomed new guests, hoped they enjoyed their stay, and maybe someday would return, but have you been asking yourself these questions? How do I get them to return? And if they don't return, why? You want to ensure that your customers have a wonderful experience at your property and avoid disappointing them by only fulfilling the basics. Here are some reasons guests might not return, according to a study conducted by the Research Institute for Leisure and Tourism. 1%, because of death. 3%, because they moved. 5%, because of a change in habits. 9%, because of a wrong price policy, 14% because of a lack in product quality, and 68% because of a lack in service quality. Well, if you can say, we only offer quality service, none of these other factors apply, and our occupancy rate is always 90% or better, then your business is in great shape and you need not listen any further. If this is not the case, then you might be interested in how both unhappy and happy customers might describe their experience at your property. One unsatisfied guest will tell 10 other persons about it. One satisfied guest will bring 3 new guests, and a delighted guest will spend 5 times more money. I've heard some owners say, I know my guests, and if they are unsatisfied with their experience, they would complain. Wrong. Statistically, 4 out of every 100 guests complain, and up to 75% will choose your competition on their next stay. Only 8 to 20% stay loyal despite their dissatisfaction. So, what does this mean? Unsatisfied guests do not complain. They just don't come again. But not all is lost. About 85% of unsatisfied guests whose complaints were handled appropriately will remain as loyal guests. There are many factors you can control by ensuring you are consistent with your chain of service. What does chain of service mean? You are totally focused on the care of your customer from the first contact until they arrive back to their home. You need to have step-by-step guidelines and scripts for each aspect of your guest interaction and ensure your employees know them. For example, taking reservations. These are guidelines for your reservation staff. Have a standardized script for all phone reservations and follow the same procedure every call. Have a list of the required information you need as well as a section for special requests. Eliminate any distractions or disturbing noises at the reservation desks, for example, radio or a TV. Answer the phone no later than on the 4th ring. Avoid long waiting. Do not keep a client on hold longer than 1 minute. Otherwise, get a number and promise to call them back. Greet each guest with the hotel's name, your name, and a salutation like, "How can I help you?" or a typical regional greeting. Have a pad of paper and a pen to write down the guest's name and use it as often as possible. This creates a personal atmosphere and the guests a feeling of being paid attention to. Be clear and enunciate. Your employees should convey friendliness and reliability while on the phone. Smile because the guest can hear you smiling. It's okay to have a stimulus such as a happy face or a humorous picture hanging by the phone. It may sound a little corny, but it works. To avoid mistakes, ask for the spelling of important facts, for example, names, reservation data, or account details, and then repeat them to confirm. Offer extras when applicable, such as restaurant reservations or shuttle service. Please, thank you, and with pleasure are phrases which can never be used too often. Clearly verbalize the payment practices. Things you can do after the call. If necessary, complete your notes immediately while the conversation is still fresh. Send booking confirmation, brochures, etc. within 24 hours. Prepare to realize your guests' wishes. And begin a file on each guest. Have your registration employees sign the checklist once it is completed. This is for both the guest's benefit and for the success of your company. If a reservation is taken online, ensure all the instructions are easy to find, and this means clear and easy enough for a young child to understand. And I'm serious about this. Make sure your website is easy to navigate and have a FAQ page or a frequently asked questions page or a reliable contact resource. When you receive reservations by mail, answer all the questions as well as the most commonly asked questions by other guests. Respond quickly. And be proactive and include significant, relative, and appealing material with every return post. In conclusion, in this podcast, I looked at the downside of not offering great customer service and ways to improve your booking procedure. In our next podcast, we'll dive a little further into great customer service. Well, that's it for our time today. To find out more about great customer service techniques, check out our training tutorials at KeystoneHospitalityDevelopment.com. I would like to hear more about your customer service techniques. If you would like to share or have any questions or feedback, you can leave them in the comment section of the show notes at KeystoneHospitalityDevelopment.com/KHDC013. And that's Keystone Hospitality Development Consulting, Episode 13. Well, that's it for this session of Hospitality Property School. We really do appreciate your comments, and if you have any topic ideas, feel free to reach out to us on Facebook at facebook.com/KeystoneHDC, on Twitter at twitter.com/KeystoneHDC, or by email at info@KeystoneHospitalityDevelopment.com. So as always, let's work together to put heads in your beds. Until next time, have a fun day. This session of Hospitality Property School has come to a close. Be sure to subscribe so as not to miss any hospitality property tactics and strategies that will help you find the success you have always dreamed of. And don't forget to rate and review so we can continue to bring you the best content possible. We will see you next time, right here in Hospitality Property School.